12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBC Super Featherweight Championship of the world. 12 asaltos pelo Campeonato Mundial de Peso Superpluma del Consejo Mundial de Boxeo. Presentado por Señor Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing y Cancun Boxing de Pepe Gomez. Patrocinado por Bet Online, Stagefront, and the Cancun Tourism Board. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the Comisión de Box de Cancun, Presidente Florentino Lopez Cruz, and the World Boxing Council. The President, Mauricio Sullivan, the Supervisor, Marcus Arrienti. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this world title contest from ringside. De Argentina, Jorge Gorini. De Venezuela, Nicolas Hidalgo. And from Canada, Ed Pearson. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, from Panama, referee Hector Afu. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set, and we are here. This is it. The time has come. I said the time has come. From the 4 corners of the world to the 4 corners of this ring here in Cancun, Mexico, the fight starts now! Introducing first the challenger, El Retador. He fights out of the blue corner, Esquina Azul. Él lleva el oro y el negro. Pesaba 130 libras. He scaled the super featherweight limit of 130 pounds, bang on. His professional record, 34 victories, 1 defeat, with 31 big wins coming by way of knockout. 34 victorias, 1 derrota, y con 31 victorias por vía del knockout. Peleando fuera, Tlaunapatla, Estado de Mexico. Here is the all-action, the hard-hitting, the reigning WBC International Silver Super Featherweight Champion, Eduardo Rocky Hernandez. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the red corner. He is the defending world champion fighting out of Esquina Roja. Él también pesara 130 libras. He also scaled the super featherweight limit of 130 pounds, bang on. His professional record, 20 victories against 2 defeats. He has 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he makes his maiden defense of his world title, proudly fighting out of his home of Orange, Texas, USA. Here is the reigning and defending WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Shock Icewater Foster! Foster!
Okay guys, I got the instruction in the dressing room. Yo pedí las instrucciones en los camerinos. I want a clean fight. Yo que quiero una pelea limpia. Touch gloves, toquen guantes, que gane el mejor. Muy bien.
A classic matchup between boxer and puncher in our main event. Oshaki Foster, who describes himself as one of the best defensive fighters on the planet. Making his first title defense against this man, Rocky Hernandez, one of the best pure knockout punchers on the planet. Here we go, our main event underway. Oshaki Foster, Rocky Hernandez, the WBC Super Featherweight title on the line. Rocky Hernandez has proven very dangerous in the early going.
You know, with Rocky, you want to start off as he's doing now, just kind of filling him out. Don't get over-aggressive. You'll get hit with counter shots like that.
Foster did say yesterday that he thinks he might be able to clip Rocky early. He thinks he might be able to catch him cold. Everyone's thinking about this as, you know, either a Hernandez knockout or a Foster decision. There's kind of the binary options here for the result of this fight, but Foster thinks he has what it takes to get Rocky out of there as well.
Like what I just saw, Rocky landed a short left hook, and then he switched it up and threw a short left uppercut, creating different angles on his shots. Yeah, and you're going to need that. Sorry, Corey. You're going to need that against a slick guy like Foster.
Well, I was going to say, there are very few fighters in the sport who throw more uppercuts than Rocky Hernandez. A lot of his game plan is predicated on how to land that, and he'll throw it in interesting ways like that, almost a shovel shot.
Switching it up, you know, he dives in, he throws it up top, then he dives in and it looks like it's coming up top, but he shoots it up the middle. And he threw a nice right uppercut, then landed.
Certainly did, and he backs Foster up with a straight right hand right behind him.
I wonder if the band that Foster's wearing on his right leg, if that's a fashion thing or if it's anything to do with an injury.
I think the single leg sleeve is becoming it's more popular in the NBA these days too, yeah. Nice right hand there from Hernandez. Foster sliding with it, trying to get back to center ring. Not a big ring for Foster to operate in right now, Claudia.
And if you notice, he's really not running after Foster. He's cutting the corners, he's cutting the ring, just literally pouncing his opponent.
Counter shot there from Foster. Chopping right hand almost on the top of the head. Look for that same shot again.
And Corey, numbers don't lie. Rocky has more knockouts than Foster has fights. Let's be honest.
Final 10 seconds of the opening round. Both men doing precisely what you think they would be doing. It's boxer, it's puncher. It's a good-looking main event. World title main event. WBC's 130-pound champion O'Shaquie Foster in enemy territory here tonight against Rocky Hernandez, who certainly has the crowd behind him. Those Rocky chants, they're going to come and go all night long. And we've been told as well by one of our intrepid producers, Sophia Zinger, that for the last several hours in the locker room, Rocky Hernandez and his team have just been playing songs from the Rocky soundtrack.
You know, and he's approaching these rounds smart, not being overly aggressive. You don't want to be overly aggressive with a sharp counter. And he's picking smart shots.
Foster said to expect a dominant performance here tonight as Hernandez tries to step in with that left hook. Hernandez so far gave a good job staying small on the entry as well. He's not really giving Foster a big target.
Exactly. He's coming in, he's staying low, staying away from the counter. And I
Counter
think,
right hand there from Foster.
yeah, I think this approach that Rocky's bringing could be a little surprising to Foster because, you know, Rocky's just not saying he's a power puncher. He's showing that he has good IQ. Nice right hook to the body by Rocky.
So a little smile from Foster, maybe a little bit of an acknowledgement. That punch did indeed land. Hernandez getting out of the way of that big left hook from Foster, landing something nice to the body.
Corey, I just spoke to Bobby Benton. He feels very comfortable with Foster's performance in the first round. He says he took that round and things will smooth out, but no major adjustments.
I think, Gabe, if you're Foster, part of this game plan has to just be getting out of these early rounds, because against a puncher like Hernandez, if you get past round 6 and 7 and he hasn't landed something big yet, what does that do to the psyche of Rocky Hernandez?
For sure, and Foster is looking at this on long run.
Yes.
You know, the earlier rounds benefits Rocky, but later on, I think is when you'll see Foster getting a little more busier.
I think reading between the lines, Claudia, of what you heard there, that's what I think they mean by it's going to smooth out.
I'm pretty sure that's what he meant. But I'm concerned because regardless, Rocky's a very dangerous fighter, and he puts him in the corner like that.
Good combination there. A nice right hand from Oshaki Foster to end the round. Round 3 begins. As Hernandez just barrels in to land a right hand to the body in the opening seconds of round 3.
Nice right hook to the body by Rocky.
Yeah, Hernandez has found that shot a couple of times. Again, you seem to be timing it as well, timing it very well, as Foster's kind of bleeding his body to pivot. He's just meeting him with that shot where Foster is going.
Yeah, with a guy like Foster moving around like that, you just want to, it's all about timing. And Rocky's being smart by not loading up. He's just letting the shots go.
Hernandez employing, as we pointed out, a much tighter high guard here in this fight than he's had to in recent outings against Hector Garcia and Jorge Mata, lower levels of opposition where really he could walk in the front door and unload. And that is a factor in this fight as well. It's been a little while since Rocky Hernandez has fought a truly high-level fighter. Oshaki Foster has had to do that recently, as evidenced by the fact that he won a world title. A little bit of rough stuff here on the inside.
And, you know, I'm sure Foster's game plan is to get him in the later rounds, but you want Rocky to feel, you want to get a little more respect right now, because Rocky's now just pressing the action. He's closing the gap a lot faster.
And that's exactly what the corner just said. Craig Karoma is asking him to initiate activity, be the first one to punch, go for the body, so he actually maintains the timing of the fight.
Yeah.
See, Foster warned for holding on the inside there, and that certainly is an aspect of this fight as well. Gabe, you and I talked about it before the fight. If Hernandez can make this an inside fight, can Foster fight his way out of those situations? And already the referee's taken away one of those mechanisms. Foster might be a little bit hesitant to grab a hold now.
Exactly, you know, and the thing is that it's a difference when you're holding and you're throwing shots and you're setting up shots, right? But he's moving and he's holding, he's moving and he's holding. A lot of times the referee's not going to allow that.
Foster getting out of the way of that left hook from Hernandez a moment ago. That's a nice short right hand.
And one of the basic principles when you're scoring a fight is who's initiating the action, who's actually making the rhythm or establishing the rhythm of the fight. And as you can see, Rocky is actually establishing his own pace.
Foster working the jab here in the final moments of the round. A ton of pressure from start to finish there in round 3 from Rocky Hernandez. Round 4 begins, and Rocky Hernandez right on top of Shock Foster immediately, as he has been round after round, owning those opening moments of the round. Nice overhand right there from Foster. Foster takes a step back and lands a couple of crisp right hands.
If you're Foster, you want to keep Rocky honest. You don't want Rocky to get so brave and just come in and pressure as he's doing right now. You know, Rocky started the fight off pressing lightly. Now he's just going in.
Foster very right hand happy in this round, and rightfully so. He's landed about 4 or 5 crisp right hands just in the opening minute. Right hand to the body there from Hernandez. That's been his best shot of the fight.
And slowly the rounds are just slipping away from Foster, and Bobby Benton is asking Foster to fight small, to not worry about the body, to just fight small. I don't see how that's going to be effective when it's Rocky, the guy that's actually pouncing on him.
Hernandez looking for that overhand right. And Claudia, I think that kind of illustrates maybe what they're thinking there. You know, blade your body a little bit more, try to be small enough that you can ride with some of these shots like he did. And this is the first time that we've seen Foster spin Rocky around and try and take the initiative. A lot of frustration here with what's going on the inside.
And you can see Hector Afu, the referee, establishing the control.
No, Rocky's just getting busy. He's just working, letting his hands go.
Yes.
He's getting anything you give him.
And I don't think fighting small, quote unquote, the way you called it, Corey, is really making any difference, because Rocky's just closing the gap and getting into his face.
Well, and to Gabe's point, he's just hitting something. He's moving his hands and he's hitting anything.
Yes.
Good left hook there from Hernandez.
With a guy like Foster, who's slippery and tries to counter, when you got him on the rope, you just let your hands go. You hit his arms, you hit his hips, whatever he gives you, that's what you got to attack. Rocky seems like he has a small cut over the right eye, but it's not bothering him because he's still pressing the action.
Trying to get a closer look in about 10 seconds or so, see what impact it might have on his vision. As Foster lands a nice right hand. Short shot right on top of that cut. Moments before the bell.
But that cut is not in an uncomfortable position. Even if it bleeds, it's going to be outside of the eye.
Yeah, certainly not a great cut. It's not pleasant, but the blood right now isn't running into his eye.
It's the least of all evils.
Right.
Again, Rocky's just hitting anything and everything that he just goes into that space and lets his hands go, just like Gabe just said. And the rounds just keep slipping away.
So you can see Foster getting a little bit annoyed with the level of physicality that Hernandez is being allowed to get away with. And Foster, at some point, is going to have to just match that and do more of what we've been seeing him doing. Spin Hernandez around, get to work.
Yeah, and it seems like Foster doesn't have that punching power that Rocky respects. You know, he hasn't hit Rocky with anything that has stopped him on his track. So Rocky's just pressing the action.
Hernandez looking for one of those uppercuts. Really, since round one, Hernandez hasn't been able to get that shot going. To Foster's credit, he has been able to neutralize that. And again, as the uppercuts, the favorite weapon of Rocky Hernandez. In particular, though, Foster said, I have to watch out for his left hook. Nice right hand there from Foster.
I think Foster needs to start dropping some shots to the body. Slow Rocky down, slow the momentum down in the fight.
This time for both fighters.
You know, the body language by Foster seems like he's bothered. You know, he doesn't look like he's in the flow of the fight.
Yeah, even if you think Foster is winning some of these moments, some of these rounds, I don't think there's any debating. He's looking a little annoyed and a little uncomfortable.
And even when he goes to the corner, just the interaction in the corner, you know, it just seems like he's bothered.
Body work there from Hernandez. Foster catches that one. caught that one as well, but it's Hernandez doing the work.
And yeah, those shots aren't landing clean.
But they're landing.
But they're hitting the arms, they're hitting the gloves, and it's activity.
But even if they're not doing much damage, Gabe, the truth is the judges are seeing that.
Absolutely.
As round 6 begins, very different moods in the corners of Rocky Hernandez and Shock Foster. Saw the first interaction between Foster and his trainer Bobby Benton, a little bit of surprise. And our Claudia Trejos. Claudia, you were over in the Foster corner. What did you hear?
Bobby Benton asking Foster once again to fight small and go for the body. Just don't worry about it. You got him. I understand what Gabe is saying, but he's talking about being short, as in height, and go for the body.
Well, I think what the trainer wants is he wants him to get low so he can start digging some body shots and slow Rocky down.
Well, Foster standing his ground much better to start off this round as he's turned southpaw. This is something he didn't really go to at all against Ray Vargas. Frankly, he didn't need to. But Foster, in earlier portions of his career, was almost thought of as a southpaw first. So this is interesting to see him go to this now in round 6.
Well, if I'm Rocky, I'm thinking, okay, I made the champion switch southpaw. I'm doing something right. I'm going to stick to doing what I'm doing. The champion Foster is trying to make an adjustment by switching southpaw, and Rocky just needs to do what he's doing. Apply the pressure, keep digging the shots. And if you're not getting anything clean to hit the arms, hit the hips.
I was just going to ask you, when you're in that circumstance and you're still talking back to your trainer as he's giving him instructions, what kind of sign does that give to you?
You know, it shows that a fighter's kind of he's not locked in. It's not sinking for whatever reason. Just the body language, you can tell that he's just not flowing right now.
Foster having a much better round, though, here in round 6. He just seems a lot more comfortable as a southpaw. He's reacting faster. He's throwing with more power right now. He's finding routes for the uppercut. Rocky still doing good work as well. But Foster looking a little better here in round 6. Clever slips there along the ropes.
See Foster looking for some opening, looking for some holes to counter.
Nice right hand there from Rocky Hernandez, and that'll be one stylistic shift he'll have to employ here. He's using that right hand more.
Yeah, and these shots aren't landing clean, but it looks good for Rocky. And some of those left hands from Rocky got in.
Foster just smiling through all of this, and indeed he did catch most of those shots.
See, Foster looked good in the first half of the fight, of the round, but Rocky closed it strong.
Yes, he did.
Nice left hook by Rocky.
Nice stuff
Short
on the
shot.
inside there from Hernandez. And back to that question of if this fight gets into this phase game, can Foster fight his way out of these types of situations? Right now, he's just looking for somewhere to hold on, and it's Hernandez who's moving his hands.
And Rocky just needs to find a hole in between because the moving around wasn't working. Trying to lay on the ropes and counter is not working because Rocky is too active.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because Kei Kumura just asked him to not only stay in front of him, but change speed and do a variation between speed and power.
Decoy shots, yeah. Makes sense. You want to switch it up on Rocky where you want to throw some pitter-patter shots and sneak in a hard one.
There's a nice uppercut a moment ago from Foster, but there's the uppercut from Hernandez. Back and forth action on the inside here between Foster and Hernandez.
I like this right here for Foster a lot better than what he was doing. Just stay in the pocket and shoot with him. Stay sharp on the defense, but stay in the pocket.
And watch that out movement by Rocky. He's moving towards his left.
Nice. Short uppercut. Switching that angle, ripping to the body. Rocky's using angles, so it's difficult for Foster right now to time him.
This is impressive stuff from Hernandez. These pivots, these shifts on the inside. When you think of Hernandez as kind of this brute force puncher, he's showing some nuance here against a very talented defensive fighter in O'Shaquie Foster.
And Rocky's starting to sit on some hard shots right now.
This right hand.
Nice shot by Foster.
Nice shot from Foster in reply. Trading right hands in the center of the ring are Foster and Hernandez.
Man, Rocky's making it so difficult for Foster because these shots are coming from all kind of angles. Rocky's doing what Foster's corner's asking for. Switching speeds and switching power.
And it's just missed with a massive left hook. Just sailed past the chin of Foster a moment ago. Final 10 seconds now of round 7, the most action-packed round of this fight.
Nice body shot by Rocky. And just the body language from the champion is like, he's frustrated. You can see the frustration in his face.
Yeah, Foster certainly wearing his emotion on his face right now. I don't think we're editorializing too much when we say that Foster is looking frustrated. We mentioned, obviously, Foster sparring extensively with his stablemate Regis Prograis, while Hernandez has spent a lot of time in camp with Devin Haney as of late in recent camps, and got a feel for, well, what do you have to do when you're in there with a slick guy? How do you create angles? And we're seeing some new wrinkles from Rocky Hernandez here tonight.
And it shows, you know, he's a power puncher, but he has good IQ, good range, good jabs, and he's switching up speeds. I love that. Just the decoy shots, his ability where he can switch up speeds. He's not in love with his power. A lot of times when guys are powerful, they're overdoing it with the pressure and throwing everything hard. Rocky's switching it up. Decoy shots, that little short uppercut, and then he'll walk into a hard left hook to the body.
Good body work there from Hernandez as the blood flowing down the cheek of Rocky Hernandez, and more excellent work on the inside, but back comes Foster with a sharp right hand.
He's cutting the ring beautifully and taking advantage of that up close and personal, capitalizing all the opportunities that Foster gives him.
And what I like is the momentum is definitely on Rocky's side, but he's staying smart and he's sticking to his game plan. He's not making mistakes.
Oh, look at that, hands at his side, bobbing and weaving, getting out of the way of that jab. Yeah, showing a lot more nuance than maybe you would have ascribed to Rocky Hernandez. Inside the final minute of round 8. Pace is slowed. Shot right hand from Foster a moment ago as he turns the corner.
But Foster's moving and nothing's coming back, nothing in return. It's just movement.
You did mention that that was pretty much the strategy until the final rounds. Now we're in the second half of this fight, far into that second half, and he's not closing the rounds.
10 seconds here of round 8. Now it's Hernandez just waiting along the ropes. Nothing coming from Foster there. Round 9 underway. One thing to keep an eye on is the stamina of Rocky Hernandez. It has been a while since he's had to go rounds. Certainly not at this high level. And Hernandez has had some issues making weight in recent fights as well.
And the interesting thing is that Rocky's backing up right now. Is he doing that because he's setting up a trap, or is he fatigued? Is he tired?
That's the question.
And if I'm the champion, Foster, I'm definitely pressing the action right now. Because I think this is more of a sign of fatigue.
Claudia, you were just in the corner of O'Shaquie Foster. What's going on over there?
Spoke with Bobby Benton. I asked him how he had the fight scored right now. He says he sees Foster winning, but he's aware that the scores are not favoring him. So he has to come forward. Foster has to close the gap and be the first one. Start not only the aggression, but close the rounds.
One of the difficulties of fighting on the road. The crowd is going to react to everything that Rocky's doing. They're going to antagonize you anytime you hold. Nice right hand there from Foster. And Gabe, what are you seeing right now? Hernandez still backing up. Is this fatigue?
I don't understand it because he was doing great applying the pressure and he was in full control when he applied the pressure. You know, it's not a wide fight. You don't know how the judges are scoring it, but I felt that Rocky's in control as he steps forward and presses the action.
He's looking a lot more comfortable for O'Shaquie Foster right now. This is exactly the pace that he wants to be fighting at.
Yeah, you don't want to switch the momentum. You want to keep it on your side if you're Rocky. Now, Foster's pressing the action, and he's the one scoring.
Hernandez slipping well along the ropes, but haven't really seen him throw anything off the ropes. There he comes back with something. Trying to fight his spurts here. Final 30 seconds, round 9.
You know, it could be that Hernandez is saving himself for the championship rounds and took a round off.
You really think so? That this is a world championship fight. I mean, you cannot risk that.
I'll certainly be very curious as to what the Hernandez corner is thinking of this. Is this a deliberate strategy? Is this Hernandez starting to tire? Nonetheless, when he is fighting in spurts, he's having his moments. Round 10 of our main event here. WBC super featherweight title on the line. The champion, O'Shaquie Foster, is in the deep waters with Eduardo Rocky Hernandez right now, but it's been tough treading at times for Foster as well. And our Claudia Trejos was in the corner of Rocky Hernandez. Claudia, what's going on over there?
And I'm going to ask Gabe to give me the lottery numbers because he was absolutely right. He took that last round off. He was asked to box so he could just take a break so he could close strong 10, 11, and 12.
Yeah, and you can see it now because he's back to applying pressure, back to throwing hard shots, and he's looking good again. And I feel that
right hand there from Foster.
Excuse me, Corey. I feel that Hernandez was able to take that round off because he's comfortable that he has a couple rounds in the bag. So it could be something smart because he's applying pressure and he's looking really strong right now.
Of course, that's always a risky strategy because in the other corner, Foster's corner, they also think he's winning. Of course, you can never know what those cards are looking like, but the way that Hernandez was fighting in the early portion of the fight, the rounds were optically looking good. If you thought Foster was winning those rounds, they were close, but Rocky was doing excellent work round after round.
And you know, and there's times where the champion Foster is making a miss, but he's not countering back. So just the activity favors Rocky. I think it's good shots by the champion. Right here, see Rocky's body's exposed. The champion should take advantage of that and dig that left hook to the body.
Rocky Hernandez just trying to hustle his way to a world championship here.
Look at how Rocky has his hands up and his ribs are exposed. He's very vulnerable to a body shot right now by Foster. But he's staying busy and he's letting his hands go. Good right hand by Rocky.
And that one snaps the head back of Foster. Final 30 seconds, around 10. The volume, the pressure from Rocky Hernandez has returned after what does indeed seem to be a decided round off. Short check hook there from Foster. Hernandez right back on top of his chest. Just continues to move his hands on the inside. Rocky Hernandez of old returned.
Mathematically right now,
Clean fight. Pelea limpia, okay?
I'm not keeping score, but the momentum, and I feel that Rocky is in control of the fight.
as he dances his way through the beginning of this round.
Well, the championship rounds are now upon us, round 11. Hernandez backing up, at least temporarily, and as Shockey Foster back to that southpaw stance. Some of his best work has come as a lefty in this fight. And really, the most aggressive, the most spiteful, to use the UK commentary term, the most spiteful work has come from Foster. At that! Hernandez is in trouble! Just as we say that, Foster has found the shot! Hernandez in absolute disarray!
And there's a lot of round left.
Rocky
holding on to dear life.
An eternity for Hernandez to survive! The
it looks like
champion!
Foster's gonna finish this one. Rocky is not looking good.
Rocky looking at his corner of Shockey Foster with a minute 45 to close the show here in round 11.
And Rocky needs to pay attention to the champion and stop looking at his corner. He's hurt bad.
Hernandez looks absolutely out of it. He is not focusing at all. Foster all over him.
He cannot go into this exchange.
The champion's digging deep. I said it. The champion's got him to dig deep. And that's what he's doing. And he gets hit with a big right hand.
Hernandez
and the
Foster. An unbelievable turnaround.
Big shots by Rocky.
Yep, but he cannot just leave himself open like this.
Big body shot. And he's digging deep.
Where is Rocky Hernandez finding this?
Man, this is all hard right here. Skills out the window. This is all hard will and determination. He wants it.
Hernandez just got blasted with an uppercut.
Man, what a round.
An absolutely incredible round. Hernandez's corner.
The champion's hurt bad, getting hit with right hooks.
Hernandez's corner is going nuts. Hector Fernandez is on the other side of the ring.
Wow! Big shots! Man!
Everybody's standing up.
You might have just watched the round of the year.
Man! Rocky was hurt bad, but he's coming back big!
An outrageous round. Well, Rocky Hernandez spent the final hours prior to this fight listening to songs from the Rocky soundtrack. Well, buddy, that was an action movie of a round.
Yeah. And the champion dug deep. Because I think he's in a position where he needs the knockout to hold on to his title.
Well, he's looking for it right
and he's
now.
going for it. He's pressing the action. He's going for the KO.
Hernandez still doesn't look all the way steady, but still is dangerous. And Claudia Trejos, you were just in the Hernandez corner. What did you hear?
Well, they asked him to box. And Hernandez said, I am going to go down as a warrior. I am not going to just walk away or box my way through this last round. On the other hand, Bobby Benton is absolutely clear that Foster is fine and he should be able to finish this fight and finish with his hand raised.
Well, what a fight this has turned into.
You know, I disagree with Foster's corner. He's fighting, he came back strong, but I think Rocky's a hard on
Hernandez.
Wow.
And that will he scored a knockdown.
That's a 10-8 round.
The
Well,
man.
now Hernandez has no choice but to go for it, but he is hurt. Can Foster close the show?
Wow.
He had an opportunity in round 11.
The champ is going for the kill. The champ is going for the kill when he got him hurt. It looks like he's going down.
Hernandez said he's willing to go down like a champion. Foster tried to keep him down to ensure victory. The blood pouring out of the face of Rocky Hernandez, and he crumbles to the mat. The crowd is silenced here in Cancun.
This is now a 10-7
Hernandez
round.
not reacting well to the official right now. 45 seconds remaining.
Man,
Hernandez all over the place.
the champion got to keep pressing, but Rocky got to hold on. Rocky don't know how to hold on.
He doesn't want to hold on.
He has to.
Foster
He has to.
goes for it.
Oh my God!
And
They
he
got the
has
fight!
closed the show.
Foster holds on to his world title.